fly-through tour of the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The North Fork of the Blackwater is heavily impacted by acid mine drainage from the remnants of a once booming coal mining industry. The streams on this map are color-coded to show pH, with green representing good water quality that is safe for human consumption, while yellow, orange, and red represent increasingly acidic water. The headwaters of the North Fork have good water quality. A small reservoir seen here supplies water for the town of Thomas, and a project is in the works to extend water lines to the downstream town of Douglas. Douglas's original water supply has been destroyed by acid mine drainage, and its backup is not reliable during dry summers. The Thomas area has a long history of coal mining due to its rich Upper Freeport coal deposits. Mining in the area was most active from 1890 through 1940 and included surface, high wall, and deep mines. As we fly down the North Fork, we will examine the acid mine drainage sources as we come to them. The North Fork Watershed Project and community volunteers monitor 14 sites along the North Fork of the Blackwater each month to gauge acid mine drainage impacts and plan for restoration projects. The monitoring sites are marked by purple balloons as we move downstream. Our first monitoring site is just above the Thomas Dam, and it provides us a baseline for the remainder of our monitoring. Heading downstream, on the left, our first mine drainage can be seen. This stream is made up almost entirely of mine discharges from underneath Thomas. It is known as Aluminum Run, nicknamed for the eerie white color of the water and streambed caused by high aluminum and calcium concentrations which coat the rocks. Although it has high metal concentration, the stream is not highly acidic. We also monitor Snyder Run, flowing in here from the west. It is one of the North Fork's major tributaries. Although its drainage includes reclaimed strip mines and abandoned deep mines, Snyder Run has a pH in the 6 to 7 range and can support aquatic life. Most of the local acid mine drainage is caused by the Coketon Mine Pool, a large underground complex of abandoned mines that have flooded with water. As we zoom out, the Coketon Mine Pool can be seen as a tan area, while the yellow lines represent underground mine shafts. Once the water enters the mine pool, it reacts with minerals in the rocks to form acid and dissolves metal from the rock. This polluted water drains underground to the lowest point and flows into the North Fork through several portals. The Coketon Mine Pool water occasionally exits through the basement of the house seen here during high flows. The major discharges occur at the old Mine 29 entrance. Here the mine entrance has been sealed and the mine pool water discharges through pipes at a rate of 2.5 million gallons per day, with a pH of 3.0. Half of this water flows into a defunct treatment wetland and out to Middle Run, while the other half runs through a small wetland and directly into the North Fork. The defunct wetland was supposed to filter the water through layers of compost and limestone, but became dysfunctional after about 5 years. The wetland can be seen highlighted in red. It was part of the larger Douglas High Wall Reclamation Project. Completed in the mid-1990s, it can be seen here highlighted in green. In addition to the wetland, this project graded and seeded the steep abandoned high wall mines on either side of the North Fork and Middle Run, and directs surface runoff into limestone-lined channels to stop erosion. Rows of historic beehive coke ovens can be seen in this area on either side of the river. Here, Middle Run flows into the North Fork, carrying acid and heavy metals. This pollution enters Middle Run from the treatment wetland just before it meets the North Fork. Heading downstream, to the right of the North Fork of the Blackwater, is what remains of the historic town of Douglas. As was previously mentioned, Douglas is in need of a reliable water source for its residents and businesses, the original supply having been ruined by acid mine drainage. The Office of Surface Mining, Forest Service, West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection, and the City of Thomas are working on a project to bring city water from Thomas down to Douglas. After the Coketon Mine Pool, Long Run is the second largest source of acid mine drainage flowing into the North Fork. You can see the abundance of abandoned mine lands along its banks. These areas were also reclaimed in the early 1990s as part of the Albert High Wall Reclamation Project, using abandoned mine land funding. Again, in 2008, the area underwent restoration activities during the Albert High Wall Enhancement A project, funded through abandoned mine land funding and state DEP 319 funds. This project installed a treat and flush system that filters runoff through alkaline steel slag before it reaches Long Run. Despite reclamation efforts, these sites still drain significant acid and metal loads to Long Run. Work has been ongoing on Long Run since the early 1990s to fix the acid mine drainage problems, but much work remains to be done. A project is in the planning stages that will reclaim another strip mine that crosses through the Long Run and Tub Run watersheds. It can be seen here in green. So we head back to Douglas. Just below Douglas, and after Long Run, is the spectacular Douglas Falls. Its 30-foot plunge is accented by the bright orange staining of the rocks and eerie aqua color of the water. From here, the North Fork plunges rapidly through a series of waterfalls and rapids down to its confluence with the Blackwater River. At its confluence with the Blackwater, it has a pH near 5.0. The North Fork of the Blackwater is a special river that was once home to a thriving brook trout population. It is a shame to see its current state as a river void of life for much of its length. Much of the mining here was done over 100 years ago, without the knowledge that it would so adversely affect the river or that millions of dollars would need to be spent on restoration projects. We will continue to work toward restoring water quality in the North Fork, the Blackwater River watershed, and as a result, the larger Cheat River watershed, where all of the metal and acid from our headwaters eventually end up. We thank you for taking the time to learn about the North Fork watershed and hope you enjoyed the tour. Have a great day.